Success at the top level of sport doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of years of planning and preparation, a process that can take a long time. It's not all glamorous. Great Britain's exceptional triumphs in recent Olympic cycling competitions stand as proof of the importance of an all-encompassing plan. A nation that didn't win a single gold medal for 72 years worked out a way to win them all. In both Beijing in 2008 and London in 2012, Team GB cyclists won 8 gold medals. But how did they do it? What was the secret of the domination nation on 2 wheels? Back in the early 20th century, Britain was pretty good at cycling. They won 5 golds in 1908 from only 6 events on the schedule, and were top of the medals table in Antwerp in 1920. But the wheels fell off thereafter, and years of relative failure would follow. For the next 6 decades, between 1924 and 1988, Great Britain didn't win a single gold medal in the Olympic cycling events. It was 64 years later when a determined self-starter called Chris Boardman finally won gold in the 4-kilometre pursuit in Barcelona. But back home, the sport was still in disarray. Questions were asked in Parliament, and the governing body was on the brink of bankruptcy. The National Velodrome in Manchester couldn't even pay its electricity bill. But behind the scenes, there were green shoots of recovery. A young sports science graduate named Peter Keane realised there needed to be a system in place to produce a legacy of success. The immediate results were underwhelming. At the Atlanta Olympic Games in 1996, GB won only 2 bronze medals. No ticker tape parades, but it was enough to secure some much-needed funding, allowing Keane to pursue his vision. At the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Jason Queally, a converted swimmer, won a time trial gold. There were 2 more golds in Athens in 2004, thanks to 2 young stars with a bright future, Bradley Wiggins and Chris Hoy. By now, team principal Dave Brailsford joined the team. Like Keane, he was also a planner that had strong ideas about how to achieve success on the track. Brailsford, a journeyman pro in his previous life, developed a philosophy which became known as marginal gains. A reference to the tiny measures a team or an athlete can take in order to produce even a 1% improvement in performance.
You're my marginal gain, honey.
Really? Ah. That's a good thing, right?
Team GB were meticulous. Of course, they focused closely on diet and nutrition, plus the design of the bike. Everyone was doing that. But Brailsford's team also found the best pillow to sleep on, replicated the heat and humidity of race conditions in practice arenas, and employed an infections and germ specialist to teach such skills as good hand washing. Brailsford's team searched for the best massage gel and even got the blueprints of the bedrooms in the Olympic Village so riders could pack their bags with the optimum kit. How they laughed at those fussy Brits and their funny ways. But all those marginal gains were starting to add up. The performance of Team GB at the Olympic Games in Beijing changed the landscape of the sport. Chris Hoy won 3 gold medals in the keirin, team and individual sprints. Victoria Pendleton won an individual gold in the sprint. And check out this sprint finish by Nicole Cook at the end of her 120-kilometre road race. Bradley Wiggins also won 2 gold medals. Like Hoy and Pendleton, he set a new Olympic record in the process. GB, so used to looking up to their traditional rivals, found themselves the top dogs of the track cycling events. Britain had won more golds at this one Olympic Games than in the previous 100 years put together. This marginal gains business was also having a knock-on effect on professional road racing, with Brailsford's young graduates making their mark in the major tours. And not in a shy way. Wiggins became the first Briton to win the Tour de France. Mark Cavendish became the dominant sprinter in cycling. Chris Froome, once Wiggins' deputy, inherited his Tour de France title. Could they do it all again at the London 2012 Olympic Games? The final table, if anything, even more lopsided. This is what you can do with a long-term plan and a commitment to excellence.